Hey, this is a video of where to find your blunt cut trailer brake control wires on a 2020 GMC Acadia. So I looked around quite a bit and eventually I did find them with some help from another YouTube video, but it wasn't quite clear, so I thought I'd make a better one here. So here's your center console. Here's the driver's pedal. So what you have to do is get a tool to pop off the plastic piece here. And there you go. It's just 4 little tabs. They just pop out. Then there's a bolt here. I think it's an 8mm. Just double check that. Oh no, it's even smaller. I'll have to get a different socket and then we'll take that off of there. Okay, so it turns out that bolt was a 7mm bolt. So I got that out of there. Now the next thing we're gonna have to do is take the floor mat out, which is trickier than you would think, but again, use your little handy tool, or probably a flatbed blade screwdriver and a little wedge might do it too. You just gotta pop that out. So I'll take the floor mat out and then we'll pull the trim piece out. Okay, and then to pull this trim piece out, it pops up and it's this whole piece up to the seat here. And it's the same as this little panel was, just a bunch of little clips. So you just get in there with your little pry bar and you just pop them all out. You'll see where they all are. Pop them, pop them, pop them. And then this guy should just pop on out of here. One sec, I'll have to turn off the camera to do it. There we go. So it kind of turns up and out beside the driver's seat is how that works. Sorry, the sun's shining, so it's got a bit of a glare. So then your blunt cut wires are right up here by the ECU. There's your 4 blunt cut wires. So now I can get into that and install my trailer brake controller. So yeah, I'll show you guys that too while I'm at it. Okay, so for our trailer brake install, we got wire strippers, X-Acto knife, and soldering iron, and the one other thing we'll need is a drill just to mount the trailer brake controller. And here's the trailer brake controller, just a little Reese controller, nice and easy. So yeah, so the first thing I'm going to do is cut the tape there to free up these 4 wires, and then I'll mount the trailer brake controller and then I'll come back to the video here. Thanks. Okay, so I got the mounting bracket mounted up here. So I just took a pencil, held up the controller where I wanted it with the bracket, held the bracket, marked it with the pencil, and then I just screwed those 2 hold down screws in with the drill. So now I can go ahead and wire this sucker up. So now I'm just stripping the wires off on both sides. So I got my blue, my black, my white, and my red. I'm actually using my Klein Catapult wire strippers, which work like a hot dang. You just put the wire in, and then all one in motion, it strips and peels the wire, which is super handy. I think I paid about 80 bucks, or maybe it was 100 bucks for these ones at some point. Anyways, nice tool. Okay, and then I'm gonna strip these wires off, and then we'll join them and solder them and then start fastening things back together. Here's the brake controller all mounted. I'm gonna do it all mounted in here just so I can know that my length of wires will be proper when I'm all finished. So I'll get all that set up and then I'll check back in. Okay guys, so one thing I ran into here when I was wiring this up is that for some bonehead reason, they've made both the vehicle power wire and the trailer brake, like this is the wire going to the actual trailer brakes, the power going to the trailer brakes, are both blue. So you're going to have to get out a test light or a voltmeter and just test the wire to see which one is the power. I don't know why GM did that. And then the other thing is, I'll just tell you which wires are which. I have it in the owner's manual, you can find it, but it's hard to find too. So white is vehicle ground, the black wire in the Acadia is the vehicle ground. The blue and white wire, the smallest one, is the stoplight control. And then one of the blue wires is vehicle power, and the other blue wire is trailer brake power. So you'll just have to figure that out. And then the other thing that I ended up having to do was the fuse for this thing wasn't in the car when I started the job. So I had to actually find the fuse and put the fuse in, and it was fuse number, which one was it? 1, 2, 3, 4 up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it was fuse number F26 in the back rear compartment fuse panel. And F26, if we look here, is trailer brake fuse. So I hope that information helps you guys too. So I'm going to put this all together. I'm going to solder up all my connections. I'm going to route all the wiring, and then I'll give you guys a look at the finished product. Okay, thanks. Okay, so I got all my wires soldered up here pretty well. Pretty decent solder joints. It's harder on the big wires, but they're pretty soldered in there. They're not going to come apart now. So now what I do is I fold the wire over. There's 100 ways to do this, but this is what I do. I twist the wire together, solder it, fold it over, and then electrical tape it. And once they're all electrical taped, then I tape the whole strand. Like, I'll tape all 4 together. And this worked well for me over the years with like minimal problems. So I'll do that, and then I'll mount everything up, and I'll give you guys one last look. Cheers. Okay, it's getting dark here, but I just wanted to show you this last little thing. So here's the trailer brake controller. And then the wire is routed up under the dash, and then it's right there, and it's all attached and looks pretty good. So I'll put this car back together.